Hey guys, Cream Crazy here, and well, you know what day it is. It's Wednesday, which of course means it's time for In the News, which this is the 10th bulletin of. Wow, didn't know I'd get to 10 so quickly. Oh, but then again, I do them every week, so bound to be expected. And this week, unlike many other weeks, from Thursday last week to Wednesday today, has actually been quite an informative week. A lot of news has come out. Well, if you were going to do it in any specifics, not many really big news stories have actually come out, but I'm willing to digress. Still not a bad thing. But anyway, let's go on with it. The biggest news, though, the biggest piece of news to come out this week, no surprise. Brock Lesnar unveiled as the mystery superstar in WWE 12 yesterday. Now, I would have been really uber massively shocked if only Davey hadn't bloody spoiled it for me. Well, to be honest, he hadn't really fully spoiled it for me by sending me a message on MSN saying it was Lesnar, because I thought that was just a rumour. I thought it was just the WWE spin doctors, or maybe some people on the SmackDown Hotel, putting up some news article, and it could be a fake. I actually thought maybe this wasn't the case, because Foley looked more likely. But I'm really happy to have Lesnar in the game. I really am happy, because it's unexpected, great wrestler, and apparently his overall is only 92. Really? Really? To quote The Miz. But still, really? 92? So hold on, so you're telling me John Cena has a higher overall than Brock Lesnar? Well, Punk having a higher overall, well, I'm happy with that, but still. Punk, yeah, but Cena, Lesnar with a 92 is a fucking disgrace. I think it probably should have been around 94, 95. But thanks to the attribute customizer, we can make sure that they're what we want, eh? Speaking of WWE 12 news, though, Sin Cara will grace the cover of WWE 12 in Mexico to capitalise on his popularity in his home country. And if you want Sin Cara on your front cover, all you got to do is download a copy, and you can print it out and stick it in there instead of Randy Orton. I'll definitely do that, because I am not having Randy Orton on my game. Yep, Sin Cara, you are gracing my WWE 12. End of story. This was news that I found worrying to myself. I'm not sure if anyone else will find this worrying. At the SmackDown taping yesterday in Texas, G-Generation X opened the show, before the taping actually started of the show, and stated a future WrestleMania could be held at Cowboys Stadium, which, if you don't know, holds over 80,000 people. It could hold around over 100 if the seating plan's put right. And there's word going round that WrestleMania could be held in Cowboys Stadium, as soon as next year's WrestleMania, after 28, in 29, in 2013, right? WrestleMania 29 in Cowboys Stadium. Are you fucking mad? This is the one thing I don't want to happen. I do not want WrestleMania in Texas. I don't want to go to my first WrestleMania and be literally burned alive out there. That 2013 is my WrestleMania year. I'm going to my first WrestleMania live 10 years after witnessing my first on television. I am not going to Texas, Canada, Detroit, Chicago. Fuck it. I honestly, if it's, as long as it's on the east side or anywhere close, so I don't have to take a fucking long plane ride there, I don't care. But Texas, no way. If it is in Texas, though, I'm going to have to accept that I'm going to have to go to a massive stadium, which is epic, because I love massive stadiums that have atmosphere, because I know this place does, based on watching the Super Bowl this past year on TV. And I know that Austin Punk, if that was held there, would make me the happiest person on earth. Plus, a ginormous, humongous crowd. It'll make it the best match of the whole fucking year in terms of crowd atmosphere. And you know what? So maybe a negative could be turned into a positive, eh? Spike TV has apparently sacked Brian Diamond, the vice president of sport and specials, from the network. He apparently was a big supporter of TNA within the network. Now, I did say that I was thinking when I first did these bulletins, when TNA were restructuring their demographics, that TNA would have a lot of problems. But to know that one of their big supporters is gone, you TNA fans had better start worrying, because TNA could be going out of television sooner rather than later. Plus, they drew their worst TV rating of the year earlier in the week with the last Impact show. So 1.01 with the worst rating they've had all year. Well, you know what? If this isn't a sign they're going downhill, it probably should be taken quite seriously, because it could be another nail in TNA's massive, ginormous coffin. And you know what also broke from TNA at the start of my news research week? That Vince Russo has been sacked as creative director. Good push in the right direction there. Because it's Vince Russo, he sucks balls. Sure, he made the Attitude Era what it was, but he killed WCW, and we know he's been killing TNA for the most part of the last year. So you know what? Good riddance. Definitely knowing that he will no longer be there. It'll be fantastic to know. Fantastic. I'd seriously, TNA fans better be bowing at Brian Richards or whoever the guy they've replaced's feet, because he better bring you some good stuff. Former WWE and TNA wrestler Tyson Tomko has been arrested after allegedly threatening to attack a pharmacist unless he was given bottles of oxycodone, which is a painkiller if you don't know, but I didn't. I just had to do some research. Anyway, Tomko reported then left the facility with 210 tablets on his person. He then went to a Chili's, which I believe is a Mexican fast food place in America. I'm not entirely sure. Comment in the description box if you know what that is. He requested a spoon and went to the bathroom, where he was there for 30 minutes before the police were called and he was arrested. Multiple needle marks on his arm. And he told the police he had a major drug problem and admitted he melted 178 of those tablets by injecting them into his bloodstream. Now, if it was someone bigger, well, like Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, no, you'd probably hear me waffling an earful. Because it's Tyson Tomko, a guy I never really cared for when he was the problem solver. He was an okay in-ring talent, but he wasn't very, very, very good at ranging his moveset away from power moves. I never really took much interest in the guy. If he gets on the rehab program for WWE, then I wish him best of luck. He knows he has a drug problem. He's willingly admitted it. Let's hope he manages to get on the right track. I'm not gonna go into this guy. Sorry. Former WWE divas Maria and Lillian Garcia have stated in an interview that John Morrison and Drew McIntyre are both getting buried due to the same problem, which is that their girlfriend and wife's behaviour outside of the company and outside of their halls of residence, obviously. Drew's wife Tiffany, of course, was released earlier in this year after a bust-up that both of them had in a hotel corridor. And Melina has reportedly been getting Morrison into trouble ever since WrestleMania, and of course she was released no matter. And I have reported it before, of course. Also, apparently, news that broke in the last day or two that Morrison apparently is not going to re-sign with WWE when his contract expires. I mean, I could say this. Actually, it makes some kind of sense. WWE released the girlfriend and a wife of two quite talented performers which have both been causing them trouble. They both get buried because of their relationships. They probably did the same. You know what? They did the same for Matt Hardy. So, nonetheless, I think this is a problem, because they shouldn't fire someone or bury someone because of their relationship. It's their business. You know what I mean? If it's their business, don't stick your fucking nose into it. That's why I feel if businesses stick their noses into relationships, it'll fuck up a working agreement, won't it? So I would say this. WWE, I would say this: stick your nose out unless Melina or Tiffany or whoever it is are actually causing you legitimate problems. I know Melina probably is causing you legitimate problems, but to be safe, I wouldn't do anything about it. Just leave them with their own personal lives. Don't cross-contaminate personal with working life. It's not the same. Sure, they can coexist, but if you don't let them coexist, it won't work out. So just give them some breathing space, let them do what they have to do in their own time. Seriously, I mean, you fired Matt for less. Don't understand why you fired him when Lita was sleeping with Edge. You could have fired Edge for doing something like that, but Lord knows at this point. Still, the information for the WWE Network's first show has been announced. Hooray! It will be a WrestleMania retrospective program that will look back at WrestleManias in numerical order, starting with WrestleMania 1. No shit. The fans, however, can vote on the name of this program. 4 choices: WrestleMania Revisited, WrestleMania Rewind, WrestleMania Flashback, and WrestleMania Review. Now, WrestleMania Rewind is what they do every year when they look back on previous moments. It's not going to be that. WrestleMania Flashback, I think, is a bit silly. The word, it doesn't fly out of the mouth correctly. I don't find it rolls off the tongue with the right amount of syllables. It's a bit of a blunt F, not good. WrestleMania Revisited sounds like a good title name for it. Quite like the sound of that. And you know what? WrestleMania Review also sounds nice. But I'll have to wait and see. When the network's put out in 2012, this will be one of the first programs on it. But I will say this, like you probably guessed I will, no Benoit matches probably. Oh no! But, to be honest, would I subscribe to it if it was offering that kind of thing? I'd probably criticise them and send them a lot of hate mail. But, and again, I tried sending them hate mail on the day the Benoit tragedy happened. I got fuck all in return, so I know how their public relations department really sorts out complaints. Yeah, they only accept positive criticism through their letterbox. Take that, WWE. You gotta listen to the other people who criticise your product and stop shutting people out. I think this is the final story. It is! WWE is worried about Rey Mysterio after he decided to use his personal doctors in Mexico rather than have his knees operated on by WWE's personal doctor, James Andrews, who does operate on every WWE superstar whenever they have an injury. There's a reason for this, and if you didn't watch, I think, my last Bulletin, you would have not picked this up. Was it last Bulletin? It was something to do with Rey Mysterio, anyway. Well, yeah, it was my last Bulletin. Mind is playing tricks on me today. It's because he wants to come back at WrestleMania. He wants to be back for WrestleMania, knowing another serious knee op that could keep him out till SummerSlam next year. Now, come on, Ray. I said this last time. You're kidding yourself. If you want to go back to by WrestleMania, using your own personal doctors compared to a cut shunt operation to fix your knee. What if it fucks up again after you come back? Who will be blamed for it? You. Definitely, Ray. Because this is the thing. You can't take control of your own destiny with an injury. You've got to let it do its job and heal. I said this before. This again shows how big-headed Rey Mysterio is and how I know he has passion for the business, but this is just bull. You can't try and dodge Father Time healing a muscle or a bone or whatever it is that's wrong with your knee. You can't actually let your own thoughts and thought processes judge how long it can take to heal an injury, because it can take any form of time. And this again shows how stupid you are, Mr. 619. Go dial your kids and tell them you might end up having to spend your life in a wheelchair because your knee ends up breaking in half. Try doing that, because I bet you won't fucking like it. And guys, that is the end of my In the News Bulletin this week. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because I love finding out these little bits of news. If you haven't seen any of the websites I do use, I'll put in the links in the description. They're great places to find information if you need them. And guys, remember, Q&A questions, I'm still accepting them. Click my channel link up there. You'll be able to go to the moderator on my video page and it'll be there to answer questions. It'll shut, I believe, on the 29th of October. So get those questions in fast. You haven't got long. And also, if you have found my video, you haven't really thought about it, tongue-tied again. But still, I'm trying to say is, if you like my videos, click the subscribe button up there if you haven't already, and put the comments in the comment section if you want to comment on any bit of news that I have talked about today. I've been Cream Crazy, you've been people watching, and I'll be back for my rant. Sunday's rant will be a good one. You know why? Because I've waited nearly a whole year to do this. The rise and fall of Hulk Hogan. This should be something great to stick my teeth in. 15 minutes of fame, it should be awesome. I hope you guys are there for that. I will see you there Sunday. Cheers.